Hey everybody, in this tutorial we're going to be working on a comic called Kick Buttowski, and what you're going to be doing is you're going to be simplifying this character. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a square. So I'll have everybody just kind of using a ruler or just kind of eyeball it. And what we want to do first before we get started is we want to kind of assess how it's broken up. You'll notice that about halfway you've got the head taking up this top half. We've got the body and legs filling up the bottom half. So what I'll do next is I'm going to take my square, I'm going to divide it in half, and then I'll begin to place the helmet. Now the helmet there's going to be a little bit of gap between the top of the helmet and where the top of the fingers are here. So I'll just kind of also include a little bit of a line there. And then what I'll do is you can use a template, or you can just kind of roughly sketch in a circle here for the helmet. As we're looking at the helmet, we'll notice that the visor, the opening, is about halfway from the top to the bottom. So I'm going to draw a little guideline here. And because the helmet is a sphere, okay, this line that we make is going to be just slightly curved. Now we're looking over here. So we're going to put in those little ear covers here on the helmet. And then we've got a stripe that runs down the center of the helmet. And also for the rest of the body, because it is symmetrical, I'm just going to simply put in a line here. Center line is. So next up, we're going to include that stripe on the helmet as it tapers outward from the top, making that kind of a shape. Next, I'm going to put in the eyes. You'll notice that the eyes are kind of slanted inward toward the middle, and these eyes are half circles. We got something like that. And then over here on the right side of his face, we've got the cheek kind of up, and there's a bit of a smile. So what I'll do is I'm going to include the cheek right there, which changes the shape of the eye. And then we've got a little bit of a smirk, the corner of the mouth. We're going to put in those eyeballs. There's a little bit of a reflective light, so there's a little white there. And I'll do the same thing over here to the other side. After we have the eyeballs in place, starting to look like him. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to work on the body. Now, as you can see, the body is basically this sort of oval shape, and then we've got the two legs. And if you break this up into thirds from where the chin is, okay, so I've got, let's say, 1/3, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. Okay, at the 2/3 line, the body is, and so that's where we want to maybe divide this up. So I'm going to go 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. I'm going to add in that oval for his body real loose. Here we go. And then I'm going to put in some stick legs for the time being. And you'll notice here that since I've got those sticks there, I'm going to then kind of sort of fatten them up so as to make his toes look like they're pointing inward. The bottom where the shoe is, that's simply a triangle, so we'll put that in. And then we've got where the boot meets the pant leg here. Okay, we've got a little bit of an angle like that. So there, that looks pretty decent. And then I'm going to go over here to the other side and do the exact same thing. And again, for the shoes, it's just going to be sort of like this triangular base coming in. I'm going to go back in at the very end. I'm going to put a piece of white paper over the top. Rather than erasing all of this, it's going to give me an opportunity to make a really clean version of this. Okay, the next thing that we're going to talk about, over here beneath his chin, we've got a bit of a triangle, okay, where that suit opens up. And then we've got the collar. And notice the way the collar, if you were to draw a line that went through the top and around, it would be a perfect circle. So what I'll do next is I'm going to take and I'll make an arc like that. And then I'm going to swing back around. There's a little bit of a gap here. And then it goes right into the collar of his shirt. Okay, so here we go on the right side. And then I'll erase some of those lines. There we go. This is kind of rough, but that's the way drawing is. Next up, I need to include the hands and the arms. And so those, I'm just going to put another stick right here and a stick right there. Notice that the arm, it's going to taper outward. And then we've got the bottom of the glove. Now the bottom of the glove can be simplified. This is, pretty much a triangle. So we'll start with just a simple triangle. And then we're going to be using ovals for the fingers. I'm going to start with I'm going to go up here. I'm going to start with the thumb, wrap that around. You've got this, ring finger that's going to be an oval right there, and then throw in the pinky finger, a little bit of the sort of the paw of the hand here, and then we're going to put in with an oval. We're just going to put that index finger in. All right, and that's enough information. We'll come back in and we'll clean that up a little bit later with some greater detail. And we'll come over here to the other side. We're going to do the exact same thing. Okay, so I'm going to put in the arm, and then I've got the triangle for the glove. Okay, I'm going to start with the thumb like that. Got the ring finger coming through, and then we've got an oval for the pinky and an oval for the index finger. And the last stage of the process, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to get rid of the guidelines and sort of clean that up. But in a nutshell, that's how you simplify images so that they're easier for you to recreate. I appreciate you joining me. I will catch you in the next video.